Hi, I'm Chef Matt Louviere. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today, we're doing a crock pot dinner. Asian beef with mandarin oranges, and we'll serve it over a bed of rice. So let's get started. First, we have about a pound of chuck roast. We're gonna cube it and then throw it in the pot and get it hot. A lot of people ask for crock pot recipes because they don't have time to cook. You know, we all have life happening with school and work and kids, practice. We don't have time to cook a good meal, so I get asked a lot, what's a good meal for the crock pot? Or what's a good quick meal that we can do and not have to worry about? So today I thought I'd do a little Chinese, if you will. I'm just gonna get this cubed up and into the pot. So we'll get our pot going nice and hot. We're gonna add a little bit of oil and we're gonna throw the meat in the hot pot and get it browned on all sides. So to our hot pan, I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And once that gets hot, we're gonna add our meat and we're gonna brown it on all sides. And that should just take a couple minutes on each side. You don't want to cook it all the way through. You just want to get it nice and brown, and we're going to add it to the crock pot. Now that's brown. We'll get our crock pot, and we'll add the meat right into the crock pot. Don't clean your pan, because we're going to use that to do our vegetables. Now, to our pan, we'll add one small onion and one small green bell pepper. And we'll just slice those nice and thin. Now this dish does require just a little bit of prep work, but that can easily be done the night before, even the morning of, when you want to do this dish. A little bit of work in the stove, and everything goes into the crock pot. And we're just going to slice this onion nice and thin. And we'll put that to the side and do our bell pepper. Add that to the pan. Now to that, we'll add our soy sauce. Ground ginger. Fresh ginger that we minced. You never have enough ginger in Chinese food. Salt. Pepper, water chestnuts, you can get them sliced in the can. Just drain them, add them to the dish. and mushrooms. And we're just gonna let that go until the onions and the mushrooms get soft. Now in the meantime, while that's cooking, we'll get our bok choy cut and getting ready to put in the pan. Now I like to use for this dish all the leaves and just a little bit of the stem, and that's just for the texture. So we'll cut that and get the slice. And you want to give this a good little chop because you don't want to have a lot of strands of bok choy in your dish. Now when your onions and mushrooms have softened up, we'll add the bok choy. Give that a good stir. Keep it in the pan. Now when all the vegetables have come together, we'll add it to the meat that's already in the crock pot, along with some beef stock. And we're gonna make a little slurry with cornstarch and a little juice from our mandarin oranges. All that will go into the crock pot, and then we'll turn it on high for about 6 hours and let it go. So all our vegetables have softened up, marinated the flavors together. So we'll go ahead, we'll add this into the crock pot, along with our meat. Pour it over everything. And to that, we're going to add about 2 cups of beef broth. And our last ingredient is a couple tablespoons of cornstarch and the juice that we took from the can of mandarin oranges, which we'll add in at the end. Stir this together, make a nice little slurry, and all this is going to do is help thicken up the broth as it cooks. And there we go. Add that into the dish, give it a little stir. Now we're going to cover it, and depending on your crock pot, you cook it on high for about 6 hours, or you can go low for about 10. Good thing about that, you can do it the night before. When you get up in the morning, it's ready. Put it in the fridge, and it's ready when you come home that night. So we'll get this started. Seal it up. In 6 hours, we'll have our dish. So we've cooked it down for 6 hours. Right at the end, you add the mandarin oranges, give it a nice little stir, and then you're ready for plating. So when you're ready to eat, cook you some rice, put that on your plate, get you a nice heaping helping of your beef dish, and I garnish with a little green onion, and that's it. You're ready to eat. Until next time, this is Chef Matt Louviere saying bon appetit.